Hello and welcome back to this channel. And in today's video, what we are going to be talking about is how to self-educate yourself. So, you know what I mean? If you're from a developed country, which I'm sure most people are watching this video, you have probably went to school. And school is dope because it does a lot of good things for you. Like, it teaches you how to read, it teaches you how to write. You know what I mean? It teaches you some basic math and shit. You need that. You know what I mean? Those are basic, foundational tools that you need in order to, keep gaining growth intellectually. So, basically, there's a big kind of misconception from my point of view that in order to, be intellectually developed, in order to be, knowledgeable, you have to have some kind of certification from some kind of university. And my thoughts on that are this. I think that universities are good places where you will go to learn things, and there is merit to the process of going to a university. But I will say that it doesn't say anything against the fact that anybody who knows how to read and who has some discipline and some work ethic can go to a library and educate themselves for a way less price, and also have way more control over what they want to learn and how they learn. And so basically that's what this video is basically aimed at, is a misconception that in order to be knowledgeable or have some kind of intellectual development, you need to have a fucking certificate or something. And like I said, it's as simple as, if you know how to read, if you know how to write, then you could basically learn anything. It just requires some discipline and some work ethic, going to a library and selecting material on what you want to learn, and then studying that material yourself, finding courses. The internet provides courses from legitimately academically verified individuals who, they're professors, and they have courses that cost like $20 on the internet that you could take, and you can learn pretty much anything. You can learn human anatomy, you can learn neuroscience, you can learn neuroanatomy, you can learn physics, you can learn philosophy. It just comes down to what you want to learn and what is going to be the most beneficial for you to learn in terms of your own goals in your life. Like something like psychology and neuroscience and nutrition, fitness, the science behind fitness, muscle growth, and cardiovascular health. All of those things are like important for anybody to know. And you can learn this stuff through books, through libraries, through the internet, through courses, verified courses on the internet. Of course, there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. There's a lot of bullshit on the internet, but there are also legitimate sources of information, courses on the internet made by respected and verified academic professors and all kinds of different individuals who are legit. So basically, it's simple as this, right? the misconception that you have to go to university to get a fucking education is like outdated as fuck. It is something that might have been realistic in like the 1700s when libraries were scarce. There weren't as many books as there is now, and there was no such thing as the internet, right? Back then, going to university was probably one of the only ways that you could get your hands on more education, but that's just not the case now. And as long as you have, like I said, discipline and work ethic, when it comes down to what you want to learn, just you have to think and ask yourself, what's the most beneficial thing I could learn for my life in terms of business, in terms of health, in terms of just general intellectual growth. You could find courses on philosophy, you could find courses on history, you could find podcasts on neuroscience, on history. It just comes down to the discipline and a work ethic of actually going through and reading those books or listening to those podcasts. And you could have a better intellect through that process than someone who went to college and half-assed it. You know, if someone goes to college and they don't actually put into work, you know, there's a million different ways you could get by in college. Chances are somebody who is actually disciplined and has a work ethic and is studying on their own through, like, you know, going to a library or finding courses on the internet, somebody like that, I would say, is probably has a better fucking intellect than most people going to college, honestly. And my perspective is this: why would you go to college in today's world unless your career path is necessary, requires you to go to college? Like, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go to college, right? You have to have some kind of legitimate, verified stamp of approval that says you can actually fucking perform these highly dangerous procedures. Yes, that is, if your field that you dream of being in requires you to go to college, then go to college. That's a good choice. You know, if what's gonna make you happy and what's gonna help you achieve your dreams is being a lawyer or being a psychiatrist, and you need to go to college for that. But if your dream has nothing to do with any of those fields that require you to go to college, and you still insist on spending all that money, time, and energy to go to college, you are probably wasting your time, and you're probably wasting your money, because you could get a better education on your own terms with the discipline and work ethic of going out and finding books to read and finding courses on the internet, finding programs that, you know, that cost way less money, that are things that you actually want to learn, that are actually going to be beneficial for you. So yes, you know, college, it's a business, and it's not necessary, and it's not the only option for somebody who wants to continue growing intellectually throughout their lifetime. There are fucking, as long as you have discipline, work ethic, and you could think and you could ask yourself what's going to be the most beneficial for you to learn, then their options are endless. You have so many different cheaper, more accessible, and more efficient options than, you know, fucking just going to college just for the sake of it. So, you know, if you want to self-educate yourself, as long as you know how to read and write, then just ask yourself questions. What could be the most beneficial thing for me to learn in terms of improving my life? Oh, let me go ahead and get this book on fitness physiology. Let me go ahead and get this book on philosophy. Let me go ahead and, you know, get this book on, you know, business psychology. That material is out there, and, you know, you could actually just go and read it, and guess what? you will have that knowledge. You know what I mean? You could do that as a habit until the day you die and continue growing intellectually. There's no reason why people should quit high school and think they're done, quit college and think they're done learning. Again, it's like if you want to keep your brain in shape and you want to keep your intellect in shape, you have to use it. You have to be exercising your brain, or else it's gonna atrophy and you're gonna be stupid. I'm sorry. It's just like, if you don't go to the gym, you're not gonna be able to run a mile. Eventually, you're just going to be sedentary. It's the same way with your intellect, with your mind. If you don't use it, if you're not working it out, then you're going to not be able to perform at a basic intellectual level, and because you're not using those muscles in your brain. So, you know what I mean? It's as simple as, like I said, man, discipline, work ethic, and thinking, and being selective about what's going to be beneficial for you, and then just going and doing it and making it a habit that you stick with, just like going to the gym. So, you know what I mean? That's it for today's video. So, you know, like I said, man, there's a big misconception about what entails a knowledgeable person. You know, not fucking, college is not for everybody, right? And you could be more intellectually developed than someone who does go to college through the access to information that the present world provides to you through the internet, through books. You know, if it just comes down to you actually going out and reading those things. You know what I mean? Like, something I like to say is like, dude, like, all of the textbooks that people study and get tested on in school is shit that you could order to your house and read yourself. Like, there's no gatekeeper who is hiding all of the knowledge from you in some secret library you have to pay to get into. You could literally fucking Google an audiobook of a fucking psychology textbook and fucking listen to it. So, you know what I mean? It just comes down to work ethic and a discipline, and making it a habit. So, you know what I mean? That's it for today's video. So, if you've liked this video, if you found it useful, if you found it informative, then go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.